all of you guys know how to get your overleaf going. So I'm going to go back to my overleaf account. So I've given you some sample questions to get started with. You don't have to use my questions. You can make your own questions. But in all cases, I would definitely like you to list 3 or 4 job ads for the job of ethical hacker. So here's how I'm going to do it. First of all, I'm going to take these questions and dump them into my Latex and just start answering them. So in LaTeX, you can use tags. You can also go to the visual editor, which I will do now. So I'm going to make another file called questions or table of contents, maybe. And I'll paste my questions in there. And I'm not going to do the whole thing now for reasons of time, but I'll go and clean up these little marks. So now I'm going to demonstrate for one of these questions, and then I'll leave it to you to go and reproduce the rest of them. So here's my first question, and I'll go and make its own chapter for that. And I'll add that chapter into my main document. Now, how am I going to answer this question? Well, these days, everything is centering around using ChatGPT. So let's see if we can do some good prompt engineering. Now, to be successful, you have to cultivate the skill of prompt engineering, which takes a long time to do. I'm still working on it, but you always give it some context. So you could say for a research paper on the theme of becoming an ethical hacker, let's investigate the role of ethical white hat hacker. What kinds of things do these professionals do? What kinds of activities do these professionals provide service in? Output your response in the LaTeX coded format. Now, what it's giving you is a complete document, so don't reproduce the stuff above the preamble. Just basically start with the middle of it and dump it into your overleaf. Right, so you've got some content, you still have to curate it, you still have to fit it together, but at least that's some source of research that might help you. So let's go back to overleaf, and here is my chapter where I'm putting this. So I can dump that into there, but remember you need to get rid of all the preamble stuff. So that's not going to work if I leave that all there. So I will get rid of everything above here. And if you want to be fancy, you can dress it up with some images and stuff as well. I'll show you how to put images here in a minute. And get rid of the end document, because as soon as your LaTeX processor sees that, it'll stop processing the document. Nothing else will output. So now let's see how this is looking. So we're going to recompile. By the way, it's just me. I don't like having so much white space here. So I'm going to go back and say, present the LaTeX coding to set all margins to 0.5 inch. Right, so you're going to go and dump that in the preamble of your document. And now I've got a couple of minutes left, so I'll show you how to put some images in there. Hang on, we'll get there in a second. Uh, so your preamble is in the main document, and it's all stuff above begin document. So I'm going to dump this in here. I already have graphics X, so I could include some images. So now I'm going to get some image. I could go and Google for it or something. And while that's generating, I'll go and see what my next question is. What are the educational requirements, skills, and certifications? So let's go and research that one. You can also use Bing.com Create, which is what's that called? DALL-E, that's a nice DALL-E image generator. Now, how do you get an image into your Latex? Pay attention. You're going to go and upload. And then you can just go to wherever you want to put it and use the include graphics directive. So now my margins are a little smaller, looks better. And yeah, pretty much that. If I want the image to be a bit bigger, I could do this. Scale equals, I don't know, 1.2 or something. And you know what to do. Now just keep banging through it through the rest of your questions. So the next question here is, All right. So I'm going to give you a view link to my LaTeX document if it helps you to get some ideas. And that's pretty much it. I can't think of too much else to say. I'm going to give you from now till end of class to work on your lab. It's due next week. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll kick that out as well. Thank you. Yep.